Hey, welcome to the Everything Is Earned podcast. I'm your host, CLE Tallboy, or Mike as some people call me.
And I am It's Contagious, a.k.a. Tim. Some people call me Tim.
Yeah, some people do call you Tim. That is what people call you. So on today's episode, we're going to talk about all the things going on in your Cleveland sports world, and we're going to definitely cover some of the big stuff here. So obviously the Browns have a new coaching staff. We're going to get into about Freddie and what we think about him.
And what we expect from him and the 2019 season.
Yeah, well, I'll base a little bit about what's going on with the Cavs, and then we'll go into some things here about Steve Wilks and about
Todd Monken and the rest of the staff.
Yeah. So we'll go get right into it. So first off, we have a brand new coaching staff. I know everyone is a little bit sore over not retaining Gregg Williams, but honestly, I'm okay with it.
I'm not sore. Not
So
sore at all.
No.
He was just a motivator. He was a respectable coach, the first one in a long time for Cleveland. Yeah. And that's why he was so like put on this pedestal of like greatness because he won 5 games of 3 games in 8 contests. When we only won one in 2 years prior.
Dude, yeah, okay. So I love what Gregg Williams did for the city of Cleveland in terms of not just laying down and taking like the beating that the Browns franchise has had. Like he was like, I'm not going to be this mediocrity. I'm going to be more. And he galvanized the group, brought the players together, and then let Baker and Freddie lead the way on the offense and got things going. It was awesome.
Yeah, he changed the culture. He didn't just sit down and call it a season. Say, all right, the season's lost. We're what, 1-2-6?
Yeah.
2-6-1. And so yeah, let's try to do the best draft pick we can and try to develop a few guys. Maybe even sit out Baker for the rest of the season because the line was so bad. But yeah, he completely changed the culture. He made it everyone accountable on a day-to-day basis and established consistency. That's what he really brought. He didn't really bring knowledge in football other than like what parents do with like trying to get their kids ready just to like figure out how life works. And that's what he was trying to do with all this young team, is trying to figure out like how to be successful on a day-to-day basis in order to be a good team.
Yeah, he was establishing those positive habits, and ultimately with Gregg Williams, we always want to say thank you because he did make a huge difference in how we closed out the year and how we felt going into next year. And you know, he's a big factor. I mean, obviously you don't get there without Baker and Freddie being awesome, but let's not discount the impact Gregg Williams had. It just wasn't the right move to keep him going forward. But we wish him all the best over at
New York.
Over New York, yeah, for the Jets. Hope the Jets continue to get their upward swing. Because honestly, I think the Jets are a little bit more fun than the Giants.
They are.
Just a little bit.
I'm not about that whole Eli Manning nonsense.
Yeah, I think Eli's way past his time. He's a little bit.
Side note, do you think the Giants draft Dwayne Haskins?
Maybe.
I mean,
also,
if they're not high enough, I definitely trade up for him.
Here's the other thing I saw earlier.
A baller.
What if the Giants traded their pick for Carson Wentz?
That would be interesting
because Nick Foles is pretty good over the Eagles.
I think Nick Foles is gonna leave though, and it'll be down like reestablish Carson Wentz's as his team.
Yeah. But whatever. Anyways, back to Cleveland things.
But yeah, so yeah, Gregg Williams is gone. We wish him the best of luck. That much respect for him. He definitely helped us change the culture around and set us up for positive things in the future. But now it's Freddie's time.
Now it is Freddie's time. Let's roll. Is that the new thing? Let's roll. Or if you don't wear brown or orange, then you don't matter.
Yes, that is his new thing.
If you don't wear brown or orange, get the hell out of here.
Also, he had his first official introduction as a head coach, and he talked a lot about unity and what the kind of support he had from the front office and from actually Jimmy Haslam and Jimmy and Dee Haslam. I know they got a lot of criticism, but he just raves about their support and how they go above and beyond to put the coaching staff in the best position to win. He actually said they're in the best position, and this Cleveland Browns staff.
Where you going, Tim? Where you going?
He said the support's been the best for the entire time he's been in the NFL.
Okay,
So
okay,
he's been in the NFL for 15 years or so. As running back coaches, all these specific coaches, and he said, out of all the locker rooms he's been in, this is the best collective positive group that he's been in.
I think you have to attribute some of that to John Dorsey though. Like being in the league 15 years is not a small feat. So let's hold that, give the comment the weight it deserves. And Freddie being over in Arizona with Bruce Arians, I mean that speaks volumes as to what the Browns culture is right now and how badly everyone wants to win and is actually doing the things necessary to get there. So I think Freddie's going to be a great fit for him. I really like what he was able to do with the offense. I mean, he took the Browns from the bottom of the barrel offense.
Yeah, he took the 28th ranked Browns offense and made him the second best in the second half of the season, only behind the extremely high-powered Kansas City Chiefs, with the loaded with talent on a great scheme under Andy Reid, which is extremely impressive. I think they averaged over 400 yards a game.
Yeah.
Which is very impressive considering the weapons we had and the lack of true number one option we had.
I hear you.
And the offensive line difficulties that we had in the first half of the season, because I think we were ranked like 30th, I believe.
Yeah, it was really bad. He galvanized the offense, and really he fixed all the protection problems that we were having. I mean, there was some definite issues with how they were going about and protecting Baker. So big time changes there. I was really happy about it.
Yeah, he listened to his coaches and listened to Baker. He listened to Baker and what he does best. Basically, Todd Haley and Hugh Jackson said, "Oh, I don't care about what you do best or what you do well and what you're comfortable with. You're gonna run what we want you to run." And then Freddie basically said, from day one, he said, "Hey, what do you like to do?" And he contacted Baker's old coach, Lincoln Riley. He said, "Hey, what does Baker do best?" He watched some film on him, and then he did a lot of things. He gained the ball quickly, letting the receivers make plays, and win a lot of that wishbone and pistol offense, which is great because it also fits with the personnel we had, because we had a lot of different weapons and a lot of depth in running back and tight end, which we didn't utilize in the first 8 weeks.
Yeah. I mean, and you actually saw guys like Darren Fells, and you saw what's his name?
Seth DeValve.
Yeah, they showed up a little bit.
They're good tight ends. They're versatile. They can both. They're not great at anything, but they're good at a lot of different things. And yeah, you can be they're good in pass protection, or they can catch the occasional play action pass. So
yeah,
good to see.
So okay, so kind of skipping into this a little bit. With hiring Todd, what's his face?
Todd Monken.
Todd Monken. Thank you for saying. I don't want to mess up the pronunciation of it. So Todd Monken, he is he's
the new offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
He came from Tampa Bay. He was the offensive coordinator last year. I think the last 3 seasons for them.
Yeah, this dude put up some stats. I mean, he made it run even when he had.
Flip-flop quarterbacks every other week.
Yeah.
The front office, Tampa Bay's front office, decided just to flip-flop starting quarterbacks every other week. Fitzmagic would go off in the first half, put up like 350 yards, like 4 touchdowns, and then the second half he'd put up like 3 interceptions and lose them the game. And then it's Winston, and then Winston, just eats L's. And then they flip-flop back and forth. I think they pretty much split time. This year, which is crazy to think about.
Yeah, they have almost identical stats. Him and Fitzmagic, or Fitz something.
Which is all the more impressive why they're number one passing offense in the league with 328.3 a game.
Yeah, imagine if you had a good quarterback, Baker, and you had a good offensive coordinator, a good offensive system built in, Freddie Kitchens, and then you put it all together with the talent we have and what you can do with it. I mean, the Browns have more talent than Tampa Bay did. Let's make that clear.
That's true, but we don't have a Mike Evans.
We also have a running back.
We do. We do have a running back. We have 2 good running backs too, and Duke Johnson, Nick Chubb.
Yeah, you're gonna put guys.
But
in space.
It was definitely a passing-centric offense over there, between the two.
So, all right, you had a quote here from Todd Munkin.
Monken.
Munkin?
Yeah, it was during his time in Tampa. And he basically just exaggerated, and this quote is exaggerated, where he just talks about how he really hates the monotonous, boring, this waltz all the way up the field, 5 yards here, 5 yards there kind of offense. He said the league doesn't need any more 5 yard plays. What it needs is big chunk plays, and he said that's what makes it fun and this new creating offense. And so that's what he's kind of bringing in.
I like some chunky offense. I like big chunks in my offense.
Chunk plays. Like chunk plays.
Like my cookies. Like big chunks. Like
my
big chunk
plays.
Yeah. Not like my Malco. No chunks in my milk, please. Just chunks in my cookies.
Yeah, but it fits really well with Baker because he doesn't enjoy tossing or this slowly going on the field either. He's not Tom Brady.
He runs
in that aspect.
The vertical offense. He likes to let it rip as the announcers love to say. Look at him rip the ball.
Whip it. Yeah.
Look at him rip it right in there into that tight window.
So I think it's a good combination. And even though we found out in today's interview with Freddie Kitchens, if you guys didn't see it, we'll put the link below. But he mentioned that Freddie will indeed be still calling the plays. Which will be interesting because they're really kind of bringing in Todd Monken just to kind of keep everything in line and kind of help develop the offense and develop players and kind of help him call plays, but not take over the reins for Freddie.
Yeah, so if you pair up Freddie, who had the second best offense since taking over, and then you pair him up with the number one passing offense in the league. And they were actually, I think, third in total offense. They averaged 415.5 yards a game. That's ridiculous. That's a ton of offense.
And it's not just this high stats, too. They completed, on third down, 46% of the third down plays, opportunities, which is third highest in the league.
Yeah. Let me
ask you
Can I ask you a stupid question?
No. When they need to get a first down in those crucial moments, they can. Now you can ask you a stupid question.
That's a good scheme going. If you're gonna be able to scheme up plays, get first downs, that's smart. That's good stuff.
That's what you want to do in offense. When you need to keep moving down the field and score points.
That's how you extend drives.
That's how you win too.
That's how you keep the
score more
defense
points
off the
than the
field.
other team, and then if you do that, you win.
That is the formula. That's the formula we try to follow. I don't even remember what my stupid question was. It was gonna be good. And I liked it. But whatever. We'll move on.
I'm glad I got you out of that mess.
Well,
but
that's
speaking
fine.
of turning
things over.
Yeah.
The defense. What about the defense, Tim?
Well, we got
Steve Wilks,
along with a whole bunch of new coaches. I'll list them off here really quick. We got a new head coach, offense coordinator, defense coordinator, special teams coach. Our quarterback coach is transferred over from the running back, and now a quarterback coach. Wide receiver, O-line, special assistant to the head coach, which is what Hugh Jackson's got fired from actually over in Cincy. And some offensive quality coaches. And
there's a lot of guys in there, Tim.
I'm gonna list a few here. We have Freddie Kitchens, obviously the head coach, and then Todd. I'm gonna do an order here. Todd Monken, offense coordinator. Steve Wilks, defense coordinator. Mike Puffier as special teams.
Take us to a second. Where did Mike come from? He came from the Vikings, right?
I think so.
Yeah, he was a top-ranked special teams coordinator.
He was a huge pickup.
At the Vikings.
Chicago was looking into him. But yeah, he did.
I just want some block punts, Tim. Can I get some block punts?
I want just some good, solid special teams. We don't have to worry about them giving up points or costing us turnovers on a nightly basis.
I want bonus turnovers. I don't want.
But yeah, John Dorsey preached on how he raves about him and his basically his ability to get the job done as special teams coordinator. He's one of the most respected special teams coaches in the league. So that's a huge pickup. That's a good mention.
I like to hear that.
But so okay, we'll keep on listing off here.
Who's the other guys?
Quarterback coach is Ryan Lindley. He was a running back coach last year.
Yeah, I know Ryan.
Running back is Stump Mitchell.
Mm-hmm.
Wide receiver coach Adam Henry. We retained him from last year. O lineman James Campen. Jody Wright is a special assistant to the head coach. And offensive quality coaches is Jim Dre, which is actually a former Browns tight end over in the Mike Pettin era over in 2014,
I remember Jim
2015.
Dre. That's a cool one.
Yeah, he didn't really do anything well, but he was back in his day, people raved about his character and his knowledge of football. and then Tyler Tedlin as well. And then we still have to get a tight ends coach, defensive lineman coach, linebacker, and secondary coach.
All right, so summary: we've signed a lot of people, and
We signed,
we're
what,
getting
11?
the staff in place early, which is very important in football.
11 new coaches.
The more you can prep and get towards that game plan come September, the better position you're going to be in. So the earlier you get your staff together, the more connected you'll be. And Freddie talked about how he doesn't know the word "I." He doesn't believe that "I" is a word. So
yeah, it's a letter, not a word.
yeah. So let's keep that in mind. What Freddie is about connectedness and his coaching staff. And actually, I really do like that they kept Adam Henry, the wide receiver coach, because you could see progression in the wide receivers throughout the year. I mean, we started off where we definitely had some drop problems, and then we got better after the drop problems. Development with Callaway did a nice job with Perryman coming in,
and then Higgins has progressed over the last couple of years into a very solid wide receiver.
A guy you're gonna have to resign. So you really definitely have some development there. So I like that retention.
And yeah, Ryan Lindley was the running back coach, and he saw what he did with Nick Chubb and Duke Johnson.
Speaking of not retaining people, can we pour one out for Bob Wiley?
Yeah, poor Bob Wiley.
Bob Wiley.
He's injury prone. He wouldn't stretch, man.
Pour it out, man. Pour one out for Bob.
I've been saying, man. He needs a stretch. He didn't believe in stretching. He thought stretching was only. We went back to World War II. I think he talked about. I think that we saw it in Hard Knocks. He said, wheelmen didn't stretch, and they won us the war. Send up one for Bob Wiley. Hope he gets healthy quickly. Players up to him. Hopefully you'll find another coaching job somewhere else.
Honestly, I'll take him over in Atlanta because the Atlanta Falcons offensive line is a wreck.
I'm fine with over in LA. The Rams have an awesome offensive line.
Well, either way, Bob Wiley will always be legendary, and you can't forget his hut gif out there. It's pretty fantastic. It's pretty good stuff. That's about it for those coaching hires. But let's go a little bit into Steve Wilks because I like what he brings to the table. I think he does a lot. He brings a lot. He had a really high ranked defense when he was coaching over at the Panthers. And he took him to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, in his lone season as the defense coordinator, he's never been defense coordinator. Besides the year he was in Carolina in 2017. And they were great. He made Josh Norman look really good, which we found out wasn't easy to do because he was awful in Washington.
Josh Norman's been really bad, like really, really, really bad. And if you can make Josh Norman look that good, how good will Steve Wilks make Denzel Ward look?
Or Jabril Peppers?
Yeah, I mean that is awesome. I'm actually really excited for that because a little fun fact here for the pod. I did meet Denzel Ward the other day, just in a chance encounter, and the dude said he was doing very well. I got a picture with him. The guy is really cool. Obviously, he's from the area. He played at Ohio State.
He went to Nordonia, didn't he?
Yeah, he went to Nordonia. So he's a really cool dude. Or was it Nordonia?
I think so.
I don't know. But he's a really cool dude, and like he chatted with me for a moment. So I definitely like Denzel Ward even more than I did before. And seeing how cool he was and like just to hang out for a minute. I told him we had a podcast. He's like, oh, that's cool, man. Like, so he's a nice guy. So
hope he's healthy.
I hope. Yeah, he said he was doing well though with the head stuff. He said he was. He said it sucks, but he's doing well.
That's good. Yeah, I'm glad they sat him out the rest of the season. I was worried that they were gonna try to make him play through it. But yeah, I'm excited about Steve Wilks. I got to watch a few of his videos when he was with the Panthers, and basically what you need to know about him is he's a player's coach. He works very hands-on with them, and he's very good. I've noticed just by a few videos, and Luke Kinkley actually raves about him and his ability to communicate with them both during practices and in games.
So you mean Luke Kuechly, the all-pro, ridiculously good linebacker, Luke Kuechly?
Yeah, raves about the former defense coordinator.
You mean the guy that like terrorized the Browns when we played them?
And terrorizes like every team that played them.
That guy's an animal. So if he likes Steve Wilks, I'm on board.
But yeah, he's developmental. He's a player's coach, and the thing I like about him, which I didn't like about Gregg Williams, is he plays to to the personnel he has.
Yeah.
And Gregg Williams refused to do that. Just like Todd Haley didn't do it, and adapt both of them.
You gotta adapt to your personnel. Timmy, give me the 4 top stats here from his defense when he was in Carolina.
Well, he was third in both total stats and rushing yards allowed. I think they gave up less than 80 yards per game.
That's huge because the Browns' rushing defense was horrific this year.
They were 30th. Oh, 32nd. They were 30th in, 30th in rushing yards allowed and 32nd in tackling.
Yeah, so I like to hear that they were 30 in
And what were we in penalties this year? I believe 27th.
It wasn't good.
And Steve Wilks was allowed the defense allowed the 7th fewest penalties. And they also were in the top 15 in fewest points allowed with 11th. So those are the main. You said 3, but I gave you 5. I'm excited about him. I like him a lot. And I think he's gonna do good things.
Yeah. So really, I think the Browns did a nice job putting the coaching staff together. And I think looking at the staff, looking at how they constructed things so far, I gotta say this has John Dorsey's hands written all over it. I feel like this was mostly a Dorsey thing, and that Jimmy Haslam had no part in hiring these coaches. It feels like Dorsey
allowed Kitchens to do it.
No, I feel like Dorsey ran the show here
on you're saying Jimmy Haslam didn't have any part of it.
Right, he was not sticking his hands where it didn't belong.
Good.
That's what it feels
like. He
like.
doesn't know football. He's passionate, and as we found out, and basically every coaching staff that the Jimmy and D Haslam has brought in, they've raved about how much they care about the team, but they're just not football smart.
I also care about the Browns, but I don't know how to run them.
Yes. I'm not gonna tell you who shouldn't be in part of the coaching staff. But yeah, I'm glad they allowed John Dorsey to. I think Freddie Kitchens had a lot to say about it. He talked to him and Dorsey talked about in an interview today how I don't think neither of them slept in the last 3 days. Just trying to pound out these the rest of their staff so they can get out of the way so it can.
You think it's an exaggeration? We didn't sleep. We made
for 3 days.
For 3 days, we sat in the office and we just.
Hey, let me have it, okay? I care about this team and I want to believe that they did, okay? Let me have that.
So ultimately, with the Browns, having all these signings and getting them in early, it does make a big difference in how the team is going to mold and get together. And then for the draft, they all can get on the same page as what kind of players they're looking for, and
who the offensive all the coordinators want in terms of personnel and how it fits on their side of the on the team.
Yeah, and I think that's big. And the other thing with that too is for the first time in a very long time, you can take quarterback out of that discussion. Quarterback's not
who for the first time since we returned to Cleveland in '99.
Yeah, you don't have to talk about quarterback. You can talk about taking the best player available and fitting needs, and I think that's great. I think that's really good.
I wouldn't say exactly best player available. If there was a top, but not exactly a top player available in terms of linebacker, or maybe a true number 1 wideout or elite edge rusher, I definitely take those. I'd be adamant or kind of hesitant to take those players over best player available. But yeah, I agree with you that quarterback is definitely out of discussion for what it looks like. Keep in mind
for what it looks like. Yeah,
keep in mind he stays healthy. Baker definitely seems like he's the man for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, I think he'll be great. Quick question for you before we skip over to Cavs here. If you were John Dorsey, would you trade for OBJ or Antonio Brown?
If I was John Dorsey? If I was the buddy boy?
Yeah, Jack thinks it's an interesting question.
I'd trade for OBJ. I wouldn't trade for Antonio Brown. Both of them cause a lot of drama, but I think Antonio Brown is more of a me guy, and despite the antics of OBJ and the drama and like the media that he's created around him, I think that it's more about the team than people give him credit for, just because of the quarterback situation and the lack of talent that the front office put around OBJ. I also think he'd have instant chemistry because he's had off-season workouts with Baker and he went to college over at LSU with Jarvis.
It's interesting. I think I like your.
And
I like your.
and he's younger. He's not 30 over like Antonio Brown, and he hasn't backlasted his quarterback in a way that, or threw a football at his quarterback's head like Antonio Brown has.
Okay, I like your idea behind it. I think I'd go get Antonio Brown because he'd be cheaper. I also think Antonio Brown would obviously fit the immediate need, but I think he'd be cheaper, and I think he would have the extra motivation playing against his division because he hates Pittsburgh. I love beating Pittsburgh. He'd want to beat them really bad, and I think you'd win your division games hands down. Then if you get Antonio,
we'd
Brown.
have to get have a pretty reasonable deal for me to be comfortable with trading for him.
Okay.
But honestly, if Pittsburgh is trading in the division, they're gonna be asking for more just because they're trading him to the Browns rather than any other team.
The reason I ask about these two wide receivers is
we need a number one.
I think the Browns are on the cusp of being an elite team. And
speaking of which,
and you know this as a Rams fan, that if you make a couple trades, you can put yourself in position to go win something.
Yeah, you can turn yourself from a Cincinnati Bengals team they make the playoffs every year, but they're a first round exit every season, into a Philadelphia Eagles team where you acquire talent and fit pieces, or like you said, the Rams who just aren't afraid of whatever possible locker room controversy that might happen, or all the heads that might butt within the locker room, for the sake of winning and being aggressive in that sense.
So it's just something to chew on, something to think about. But what were you speaking of?
I was saying I'm so high on Steve Wilks with his addition and just bringing back a safety back on the land, on the field within maybe 15-10 yards of the line of scrimmage, and developing Denzel, like you said, Denzel Ward, Myles Garrett, maybe getting a nose tackle or a stud linebacker. I think we could be a top 10 defense this year. I thought they definitely underperformed under Gregg Williams this season, and I think they have massive growth potential.
Yeah,
that season.
I'm with you there, Tim. I can agree with you. So that's gonna wrap our Browns section up here. But let's jump over to the Cavs just real quick. So the Cavs snapped their 12-game losing streak yesterday against the Lakers. Yeah,
the LeBron-less Lakers.
The LeBron-less Lakers, and Austin Carr was in rare form, talking all kinds of crap about how the Lakers are basically. He said they're like
garbage.
He said they're like, I can't remember the quote exactly, but he said they were like kids at a high school basketball game. Like they had no idea what direction to play in without LeBron. And he was adamant. Like he was like, these are high schoolers, and
for one of the few rare times he was right.
He was right. Yeah, he was right, and it was really funny. He also said that Alonzo Ball was not a good all-model defender, which is not true. And then
he went back to himself with that comment.
Yeah, and but no, on a positive note, Colin Sexton had a good game. I know.
Weird.
It was weird. Yeah, it was
weird. I had goosebumps. My heart was beating faster. I didn't know what to think. I didn't know if I was happy or I was mad. I want to be happy because he might have added some trade value to himself, so we didn't ship him off. Kobe Altman has stated that anyone's available. I don't exactly agree, but I definitely agree that Colin Sexton is available.
Tristan Thompson also had a pretty nice game. He tortured their bigs.
They
were playing guys on the Lakers bench I didn't know existed.
Like Zubac?
Yeah, Zubac played some minutes, man. He got an and one. I saw him.
He is what we wanted Ante to be.
Zubac sounds like a Pokemon.
He is a Pokemon. I think that is actually a Pokemon name.
Yeah, he was a Zubac.
Yeah. The little weird bat thing.
It's a Zubat. Zubat. I don't know. Either way, the Lakers looked awful, and the Cavs played very well. And I think Alex Burke is going to get traded pretty soon because he's played very well the last 4 or 5 games. He's averaging like 17 points. He's shooting 46% from 3 over the last 8 games. So it's been interesting here. And so the Cavs will definitely make some moves.
He does a little bit of everything. He just helps out a team with every way he can. He'll do a double on any given night with rebounds or maybe assists or maybe put up 15, 8, and 7.
You know who we could go to and fit really nicely with?
Utah.
You know what? He would fit nice in Utah. He would fit nice in Utah.
And Dan Snyder's offense? Or Quinn Snyder's offense?
Yeah, maybe. I was thinking Denver, actually. I think Denver would be a nice fit for him. Also thought the 76ers could probably use him.
Or the Spurs. But
the Spurs.
But okay, before we talked about the Spurs a little bit more.
Something about Kawhi sucking?
No, I think we always talked about how any player can fit with the Spurs. Just because the Spurs coaching staff, from top to bottom, is just so elite, and the player development is amazing. So yeah. I swear, every time we bring up a player going somewhere, we're like, San Antonio. You'd be so good in San Antonio.
He would fit in San Antonio.
Speaking of San Antonio, while we're on this tangent, DeMar DeRozan is crushing it.
Yeah, he's having a nice year.
Him and
I apologize. Kawhi's not sucking. He's fitting very well in.
He's an MVP candidate.
I just think like his offensive game annoys me sometimes, but he's playing very well.
Are you confusing his offensive games with laugh?
Yeah, it's both annoying. Okay. It's annoying both ways.
Yeah.
But no, he bodies people though. Like he plays like an old school style of basketball on offense.
He's just so efficient.
He just hammers people and like uses his
so
body.
Efficient.
He moves really.
Yeah, we think he's not as good as he is because he's just so monotone and he doesn't make any facial expression or really say anything.
Yeah, in a league where everyone's yelling in each other's faces.
Yeah. It's weird.
It is weird.
Like sit down and shut up and just shut up and dribble.
Pretend like you've been there before.
Shut up and dribble.
Shut up and dribble. No, that's not what we want players to do. But ultimately, that's what we want players to do. I'm just kidding. That's not what we want players to do. No. I'm just kidding. I like the interaction. I like the trash talk.
But yeah, the Cavs found some light in the 9-35 tank for Zion season.
Yeah, it's been better. So
coaching has been great.
Real side note, Kyrie is imploding things over in the Celtics.
Weird.
And he's missing LeBron for the first time in his career. And he's like,
I think second and third. I think earlier this season he talked about how this is ridiculous how uncanny this was. He had an interview where he said, "Man, like if only we had like a 15-year veteran who's been through the ringer, who's had championship experience and knows what he's doing, and like, calm and collective, and crunch time moments." And I'm like, almost like LeBron James.
Or like Richard Jefferson?
Or Richard Jefferson.
He retired, though.
But, yeah, his exact description literally fit LeBron's profile. 15-year veteran. He was literally a 15-year vet last season.
He's like, well, it's your fault, Kyrie. You're the one that
couldn't like, be a tandem with him, even though the best player ever said it. LeBron is the best player ever. Let you be the man.
Right. But whatever. We don't feel bad about it. We're not hurt about it.
Yeah. So Boston has
it doesn't hurt every day.
So yeah, Boston has an embarrassment of riches, and they don't know what to do with it. And the so-called potential coach of the year that everyone raves about last year, Brad Stevens, has no idea what to do, and they're getting blown out by Brooklyn tonight.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. It is pretty funny.
They were chanting Kyrie's leaving.
Also, if I was Kyrie, I'm going to New York. I want to go play in New York
and with Kevin Durant.
Exactly. That's what it is.
And Joe Camilla. No, he's gone.
No,
he's over in Dallas.
No, he's over in Dallas, and no one likes him there.
and his jump shot's so awful.
I love Luka Doncic.
He's so good.
Just a weekly reminder that Luka Doncic is awesome.
Can someone learn and teach people how to do a step back?
His step back is ridiculous.
Because if you just do that one little niche thing, I feel like you can get it. You get it like be an NBA trainer. Yeah. Just by that one little niche. If you figure out his jump shot and how to that step back and how to teach it, you might have a spot.
It's crazy.
It is incredible.
It's so good.
That guy's a gamer.
Well, I think that's gonna wrap things up here for this episode of the Everything Is Earned podcast.
If you like this episode, make sure you give us a like or comment, and please subscribe to our channel so you find out new updates for our new episodes. Make sure you give us some feedback, what you think about it, what we can do better. We're trying to put out the best content we can for you guys.
Alright guys, if you like this episode, make sure you like the episode.
I had a good spot. That's fine.
I'll try it.
Okay. We just need to sign off. Thanks for listening, guys. This is It's Contagious, also known as Tim.
I'm Mike, or CLE Tallboy, whatever you guys prefer. And in Cleveland, everything is earned.